of Oncoming Traffic versus Cyber Swipe, and we've got a pretty usual comp coming out from Cyber. It's a lot of picks actually from both sides. A lot of picks we see all these people on, and I'm just gonna shout out. Yeah, I'm rooting for specifically Mango's Yummy in this game. He's on the beautiful Dubu, on with pauldrons, and he's just gonna walk with his beautiful strikes. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But this game here, we've already got first barrier going down for both sides. Tempo Melon and Expo kind of putting in a lot of work in the midfield, trying to keep it up and get these first barriers. But hey, it's always the last barrier that matters more. And Tempo actually own barriering there, primarying backwards on Rune. And the Luna Nuke is actually was super scary there, unable to actually find any value though. Moving up the field, Raz was not able to really find any outs there. And Mango popping the Dubu ult, but was unable to get the core past it. And it is actually Expo who was able to find the flip and shoot it to the opposite side. He was unable to cover both sides of the net at once.
Yeah, huge. I mean, you're cheering for Mangoes. I'll cheer for Assertive on Cyberswipe here, and they had a really good showing on first point. Do you think anything is going to change the pace of this game? Is it going to be damage? Is it going to be core control?
Well, I believe it's going to be damage for sure. Of course, as I was talking about in last series, Julie plus Rune can find some pretty disturbing combos off the Vanish. Just Vanish into Pillar and then a Julie dash punch. That's a lot of knockback we have to deal with, but the damage from both Amy and Luna is nothing to scoff at, and it's great. The rocket dash from Assertive kind of covering all angles there, giving both Amy and Raz all the space that they want to make their little plays, and a great pass is coming up from Expo. And it is actually Tempo who finds a beautiful little teleport into Banish play there, but unable to find the barrier off it. Zoe, which is moving up the field, Assertive with the Luna, managed to get some value out of the twin drive, the eject button, and there's actually Coin who manages to deny the possession, keep it up, but is forced to take a lot of damage when popped the black hole for that. But a great dash punch, but when you're staggered against this team, there's a lot of stuff you have to look out for. Nothing impossible, but you do have to be on your toes, looking to dodge anything that comes your way. And Expo actually the same exact clip from the first point, manages to get the second point for Cyber. And hey, more flush drive from Expo. If no broke, don't fix it. Just gotta keep letting those rip.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing really good plays coming out from Cyberswipe, making sure that Expo Chan can get in there and keep Coin low as well. He has no stagger, so he's gonna lose the first barrier there as the Banish comes through. And that was a little bit of a combo, but it was Zoe the Witch actually hooking Coin off, but the dash punch does go through Assertive and takes the barrier. 1-1 equalized barrier count as Mango's Yummy tries to rotate through, trying to get the Token Fortress set up, trying to get the Energy Burst set up, and Rune Pillar comes down, setting up a devastating push, getting to both barriers now, and they have to defend an open net. Does Assertive. She does have flip though, and then Luna Nuke comes down, but a great Rune Pillar forcing out. Mango's Yummy does force out the flip now, and a great cyber swipe from Expo Chan now, equalizing the barrier count, and even putting the core back onto the goal net, but a great clear from Coin using the dash punch, trying to pass through Tempo Melon, who does use the Rune Pillar but doesn't get the goal out of it, and now the core goes back to Assertive as we hit overtime now, Dropletto.
We're going into overtime here, and a lot of scary points will be coming out, or interactions coming out from both sides, but it's actually going to find kind of I think this will be the first big play here. A big dash punch coming out from Coin, but a even bigger secondary rocketing across the field. Assertive sending it up top side above Angles of Yummy, and Dubu is just not big enough to cover both sides of the net, and it is Assertive going up 3-0 in the first set of this series.
Yeah, so we're reaching draft Dropletto. We have size for Erasmus. We have peak. What do you think is the core awakenings here?
I don't actually believe that. I talked about peak a lot in the last series, but there's not that much damage coming out from Oncoming Traffic right now. They're looking to just kind of kill you with the raw knockback. So looking away from the peak performance is probably right here, but Timeless on Imi is something I think we're going to be seeing a lot of value out of. Expo has already been doing such a great job of kind of keeping the core up the field, and now with being able to get it up and then set up a good turret behind it, this time should be able to buy so much time for Zoe to get some big value out of the little build different plus Might of the Colossus combo.
Yeah, and immediately turret comes down as a dash punch keeping Expo Chan low, and Coin's also brought down low, but it's Expo Chan that's going to go down first, giving a power point for Oncoming Traffic. Tempo Melon looks to take the second barrier, unfortunately loses the strike war, but it's still a power play on the side of Oncoming Traffic, and Mango's making sure the pressure is kept on. Coin dashes through Assertive, but Tempo Melon unable to follow up on it toward the goal, making sure the corner clears are impossible for Assertive here. And Coin, but Assertive dashes in with the boost, and Tempo Melon does spend a pillar, and Zoe the Witch just rotates through, but the Pendulum Swing wins, but unfortunately the clear wasn't crisp enough, and the lower barrier does fall for the side of Oncoming Traffic here as the second Imi turret comes down. Zoe the Witch pushing through with the Pendulum Swing. Expo Chan layering the Cyber Swipe on with the Glitch Pop. Wonderful control here. Just juking Mangoes, and Coin with the dash punch. That's all they need to get the core through. 1-0 lead for Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a great play from Expo to get the first barrier there, but unfortunately lost possession in the process. And Assertive has already spent all her abilities trying to get Coin low. So when the core finally rolled up into the corner, Juliet had dash punch. So even though that Coin was staggered, dash punch, yep, just gotta let that rip. Not much Luna could do about it at that point. But going into this next point here, first barrier goes down for the side of Oncoming Traffic, and Expo is looking to kind of move it up the field, and Dubu is unable to defend against that great glitch pop here, but Coin is able to keep possession going, sort of forced to spend the dash, but is able to actually eject away before Juliet can find the dash punch kill, but is forced regardless to pop the flip, and a lot of resources being spent from both sides, but Mango's is still sitting nice and comfortably in the back.
Yeah, a great find from Cyber Swipe to kill Coin now, and they have a power play coming through. Zoe the Witch, great hook, but the Mango's just uses the Toast Port, just gets it out, and Zoe's in dangerous position. Black Hole comes through, and Mango's great usage of the core flip. Now it's on turn. Team Oncoming Traffic to core flip and get it in. 2-0 lead from Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, as wise men might say, that was looking mighty savable at that point. Great dash punch coming in from Coin. I love the flip, just kind of keep it in front of that and immediately take the next interaction. When you're against a Luna, the best you could do is like pop a rocket maybe and hope to strike for you, but if Coin was able to actually secure it, all of that, but things looking super scared for Mango's Yummy, but is not scared, but is not able to secure the barrier, and things looking super up for Cyber Swipe going to this set point.
Yeah, I mean, energy economy low on both teams, but it is true that Expo Chan doesn't have an evade, and Coin's just looking around for any picks that they can get. Expo Chan, nice rotate to the top. Zoe the Witch brought down low. Does have one evade, though, and it's going to get the orb from that one. Great banish coming out, and that's going to be it. But Mango's unable to reach the core, and Cyber Swipe catches on 1.21. Side of Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, Tempo Melon just kind of overcommitting to find the kill there, and was not able to actually be up to defend the top side, but finding that kill, even though we lost this point, it did make us some progress towards Tempo Melon's prizefighter stacks. That is a rune with 164 power right now, and I've played against Tempo Melon's Oki rune before, so this 160 power is actually pretty scary. And whenever you're staggered, even though it doesn't look like this team has super particularly great kill outside of Juliol, just eating like one rune pillar could mean so much damage coming out. But it's actually Tempo Melon to be the one who is taking so much damage. But a great 2v3 offense from Mangoes and Yummy and Coin, keeping the core up in the corner. And they are, despite Tempo Melon being outplayed the entire time, are able to take their own set back.
Yeah, I mean, we're going into the draft. It's all tied up, so the next set's going to be really crucial. We see extra special available that Coin immediately takes, but we have team player up. Droplito, is it going to be Hot Shot? Is anybody taking team player here? What's the cool awakenings here that people can look at?
Yeah, it is team player and Hot Shot, but I will say having this core speed against a rune doesn't actually matter that much, because no matter how fast you're hitting the core, I don't think you're getting it past Rune Pillar. But a big spec pickup from Zoe, already having like 120 power on the Rasmus. We've had these times where Tempo or Coin do get staggered, and the side of Cyber Swipe is not really able to secure the kill. But all it takes is one good spec Rasmus hook, and a staggered person just kind of goes flying. So I'm a big fan of the big spec pickup. But with a bulk up on Tempo, that's more power to the room. If Tempo could just scale a little bit harder and get these prize runners actually going, she could be able to take over this game on the rune with like 200 something power.
Yeah, I mean, this time Tempo already at 154 stacks, 154 power with only one prize fighter stack, and that's huge bulk up pickup. And now both barriers down, Assertive making their best. Zoe even uses the hook to get the core out of danger zone, pushing it through with the Luna ult, but Coin is there with the Flame Flurry, dashing through with Assertive, does equalize the barrier count, but a great banish into the double Rune Pillar, into the dash punch. Unfortunately, he doesn't find a kill, but that was a really scary potential of what we could see. Zoe narrowly escaping the pillar, but the Black Hole's coming up, and it's going to be looking really dangerous to play around it. Black Hole already down to serve, does use a flip through the Glitch Pop, Expo Chan dribbling backwards, making sure her team can find space, but it's still Coin with the threatening dash punch as Zoe DeWitch brought low once again. Luna coming down, making sure the evades are used, and a great glitch pop find from Expo Chan, giving them a point lead in this third set.
Yeah, Tempo being a little greedy with the dribbles in front of the net there, and Expo was not having any of that. It just sends the glitch pop with the hot shot and just goes flying into the bottom side of the net. Mango's just unable to defend it in time. But going to this next point, Zoe and Expo are just looking to get so much right in this top barrier, but Mango's is able to defend it all. And it's actually Coin who finds a kill on Expo before that she can make it away from the wall. And now it's going to this power play. Assertive is down to just, I believe, like one Luna Dash, but it will stall enough time for Expo to come back. And Tempo is just not able to find high enough value pillars by great Strike War to secure the double barrier, but Mango's is forced to flip it out to get the defense rolling.
Oh, great find from Zoe DeWitch as well, getting around the Tofu Fortress. It is low on stagger, but has enough energy to evade Coin's Flame Flurry. But this is a one-on-one situation. Expo Chan cyber swiping back defensively, but stacks up a little too much. Tempo Melon finds the goal at the top side.
A great little dribble there. Coin making so much space, getting so scary in front of the net. Is able to actually get the core up to Tempo Melon, away from where both Assertive and Expo thought the core was really going. But a questionable advantage coming out from Tempo Melon, unable to get any value. And the black hole, or no, the rocket actually peeling for Expo, stopping Coin from finding an ult dash punch combo, means that Julia is down to 0 abilities. And when Julia has no abilities and you're down 2 barriers, I mean, it's just looking so scary for the side of Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, Oncoming Traffic has to deal with an open net too with a Pauldron's Duvu, and it's looking really scary. Zoe, great Pauldron, great pendulum swing, but Mangos is there to clear it out of the Ami turret as well. Coin did have to spend his core flip and still dies by Zoe DeWitch. Great death touch. Mango's trying to hold, buying time. Zoe has flipped though, and with the Luna New holds with the log. Mango's, what a great save. And now a Banish coming down onto a dangerously low. Zoe DeWitch has no energy as well, but still with a pendulum swing. Mango's clears once again. Zoe survives all the abilities from Coin, but that's going to do it with the Flame Flurry, and finally the barrier goes down for Cyber Swipe. And Tempo Melon wins the Strike War. Assertive is there though and has Core Flip now. And Cyber Swiping in, but Assertive does hold with the Core Flip that they found, and now Zoe is going to be back with the Pendulum Swing as well. Expo Chan setting up, has to use turret for that. Some low abilities, but the hook might do it, but Mango's no, still Summer Assault's away, and Assertive trying to dash in, trying to steal the deal. But a great find from Zoe DeWitch again, backwards clearing it through the corners, and Assertive still has the 1v1 Coin, who dash punches it in.
Yeah, that was a very impressive hold from Tempo Melon and Mango, especially earlier on the point where Coin actually got taken off the map early, but able to hold the defense against all 3 members, including an eject Luna from Cyber Swipe and a flip from Rasmus. Really beautiful defense there, and is able to find a early good banish onto Zoe DeWitch. They're kind of threatening this damage kill onto Rasmus, and all it takes is Julia starting to walk back with their abilities and might be able to find this early kill for Oncoming Traffic.
Zoe respecting Coin's dash punch, having to use the evade early to get to the orb, but that did mean, of course, that she could not get to the orb in time, and now she is still staggered and low, and Tempo just dumping all his pillars onto Zoe DeWitch, who gets hit by Log once again, trying to set up the Took Fortress. Flame Flurry coming down, getting rid of the pesky Rasmus, and the glitch pop from Expo Chan does save the barrier for now, but this is Coin with a core flip, and Tempo, who also almost has a core flip. I think 1 pillar should do it, but does hold. Assertive and Expo Chan do hold in time for Zoe to come back, and now it's a pretty even barrier count, even if the energy is massively favoring Oncoming Traffic right now. And Expo Chan brought down low once again. The Luna missile misses, doesn't stall. Oh, has to get out of the black hole there, but that does mean Tempo Melon can wail on these low fours of Cyber Swipe here, and Coin great rotation through, trying to dash punch onto Zoe, who does survive, who dodges the dash punch, and now they're on trying to get some power play, trying to get some pressure plays done onto the bottom side of the barrier, but this looking so rough for Cyber Swipe in terms of the damage economy.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking rough for Cyber Swipe and damage economy, but all it takes is 1 black hole pop, and the damage on Oncoming Traffic was looking super high, but it doesn't matter because 2 kills come out from the side of Oncoming Traffic. The Julia able to find such a great dash punch, and then Tempo able to follow up with a beautiful advantage of her own and just steal that set. Or I guess it wouldn't be steal, but able to secure this set for Oncoming Traffic, moving on to their second set, up 2-1 over Cyber Swipe, and there's a lot of damage for the side of Oncoming Traffic to pick up. But it's actually Coin opting to pick up a recovery drone, which could be big because they're not looking to kind of play through damage. Like their recovery drone is bad to damage or strong to KO with bad to damage. So when you're playing for just kind of knock people off the map, like this Julie Rune combo, maybe denying the recovery drone is a strong play in its own.
Yeah, we see both Dash Awakenings going to the side of Cyber Swipe as well. I mean, this is heavy damage pickups, but did any team come out ahead drop level?
I want to say it's pretty even, but the only notable thing is that there's both goalies kind of have dead awakenings. I mean, heavy impact rune or a heavy impact on Dubu, like who cares? I mean, sure, his secondary hitting harder. It's pretty funny because it already hits pretty hard, but and then 6% movement speed on Luna. Those are pretty whatever, but both the forwards of each side got super strong awakenings. So much more dash range on both speed on Zoe and then dash range on Amy, and then twin drive primetime rune. Might just be one of the most annoying characters to play against in the game. So I'm excited to see how both these teams are going to play to their advantages that they just picked up.
Barrier count just got equalized by Coin's great dash punch, and both forwards of Cyber Swipe are on full defense mode, and they get it through. They set up a slow push with Exochan's turret, and now are looking to take the lower barrier of Mangoes. And Tempo Melon in position with the log as well, clearing out the Pendulum Fleet from Zoe the Witch. And now a double banish into the dash punch. Unfortunately, doesn't find a kill and loses the barrier. Instead, Oncoming Traffic Assertive is there, but the log is also there from Mangoes. A great hold and a great find, and with the token forces, is able to clear it around. Assertive buying some space for Exochan to glitch pop it through. Zoe does lose the strike force against Tempo Melon. The Flame Flurry coming out the Cyber Strike from Exochan a little too late, but the core is going red and the pillars and the logs and the turret is set up, and Zoe tries to hook it around, but Mangoes is there and is able to clear and has the core flip as well.
Yeah, Mango's just holding this so well, not scared at all, just not popping the flip against any of these things, but it's actually Tempo Melon to lose the strike war near the end to the Rasmus secondary, and Rasmus just has enough power and impact damage to kind of smack it and make it go red so fast near the end there. So it's just the first point going over to the Dragon Slayers. Oh, wait, that's last game. The Cyber Swipers.
The Cyber Swipers, indeed, and a great second potential point from Cyber Swipers with the Zoe core flip, but a wonderful banish from Tempo Melon. Luna New coming down and actually kills the Juliet, and double KO on the side of Cyber Swipe. Mangoes has to make this count. He has one core flip and all the energy. The Black Hole might be a little dangerous, and Exochan trying to get it through with a glitch pop with a dash and gets the kill and the goal. Cyber Swipe looking to take set 4 in full force.
You know, I was thinking that it was the side of Oncoming Traffic that wanted to find these KOs, but as we can see, it kind of flipped on its head there. The Super Surge, Amy, and more impact damage on Rasmus means they were able to find so much damage there, and being able to get the flip out of Mangoes that he's been holding on to for so long was so good for the side of Cyber Swipe. And now we're going to this point. Zoe is looking to find some plays here, but has to be super careful. Coin looking for this last kill. It is actually Expo who pops the flip, unfortunately misses, and is forced to eat a lot of damage out of the Rune Banish. But the Timeless Amy is what I was talking about earlier. It's so scary, even as a dude. But a great little secondary there. Hashed the evade, is able to secure Tempo Melon a kill onto Zoe the Witch, and is now able to get not only that a second barrier, and is looking to start an offense for Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, Zoe the Witch finds herself coming back into an open goal net on her team and immediately trades places into penalty box with Exochan. But Assertive is there with the energy, so she's going to pick up the orb there, using the Luna to buy a little bit more time, and they can potentially have flip with another ability hit, but doesn't need it. Exochan is back and sets up the turret. Mango's a great clear around the turret as well, and using the log to buff it back. Assertive having to dash back just in case. And now this is a lot of energy on the side of Cyber Swipe as they pressure Mangoes and Tempo Melon, holding with the pillar, trying to cut the passes. Even great coordination around, and the core is going red. And this is a Black Hole coming up against, so they can pass between each other, and a great Room Pillar coming through and into the Pendulum Swing. And Cyber Swipe high up the set count, 2-2.
A little bit of a, what's the word, Mickey Mouse Rune Pillar there, kind of no one had any idea where that was going, but it was Zoe the Witch to take initiative and cover the possible out to where the ball ended up, and is able to secure a very, honestly, pretty dominating 3-0 and going to the last set. And an adrenaline rush on Expo they're already finding kills, but this just gives Cyber Swipe such a big win condition. If they can start getting these kills and letting Expo rock these adrenaline rush power plays, they could just take over the rest of this game.
Oh, leadership pickup from Assertive for their second spark.
Yeah, now everyone gets 2% speed. Woohoo!
I mean, it might come in clutch, I guess so. I mean, that was cool, but now Assertive's the one smiling, because she gets all this undeniable second spark, I guess. But great focus from Erasmus onto Coin. Assertive trying to finish them off, but now Zoe the Witch got the tables turned, and every dash is dangerous. But oh my goodness, a great find from Expo Chan, and now that Adrenaline Rush is going to find value here.
Amy only has 1 damage awakening, by the way. It's just Super Surge, but having the Super Surge secondary on Amy just does so much damage. It does so much knockback, and it actually can threaten kills from anywhere. And a great hook to keep the core inside the Luna ultimate allows Zoe, which to secure a second barrier. Unfortunately, losing one of their own, but a great pillar from Templeman, actually able to almost steal away from this point, and a great ult from Coin to secure the barrier there. Kind of, I'm gonna be honest, robbing that point away from the cyber swipe.
Yeah, that was looking so scary for a moment there for oncoming traffic, but yeah, Templeman's pillar really turned things around.
Yeah, and also throughout all that entire play, Coin has built up a lot of stacks, getting pretty close to 100, I believe, here. And that's only 50 away from being able to get the little speed increase, which might, even despite the 2% speed from the leadership, Coin's going to start outpacing Zoe the Witch quite hard. And when you're on Juliet, just getting into position for these plays and be able to kind of run people down with your speed and size might just be all that oncoming traffic needs to kind of start running this game even harder. And but, of course, Cyber Swipe can always just start finding some kills to get rid of these stacks anyways. But as I say that, it is going to find a kill of his own onto Expo, and a banish onto Zoe, and oncoming traffic are they're just taking over this game, like I said.
Yeah, that was a rough angle to clear from Assertive, and Expo Chan did give her life for the barrier, unfortunately. It was for naught, but energy is reset for the side of Cyber Swipe as they look to set up the Ivy turret and push the lower barrier. Unfortunately, does end up losing their own top barrier. And a great dash punch from Coin, looking to seal the deal, looking to make sure that oncoming traffic can get this first game here. Assertive does have core flip though, has it to use it to get the core out of there, but still the pressure, the Lunan unable to hold, and Coin punches it in. 1-0 lead in the series for oncoming traffic.
A beautiful last set coming out from oncoming traffic there. All three of the players are doing such a great job, but I would like to point out Mango's just holding down the defense in the back on the Dubu, just not really giving any space to, or letting Zoe and Expo take their space on their characters, but with neither Erasmus or Amy really be able to secure any guaranteed checkmates, Mango's just able to power through with these Dubu abilities and some beautiful strikes to get out of some very scary situations scot-free.
Yeah, I mean, great plays coming out from oncoming traffic, getting 14 kills to Cyberswipe 6. I mean, Cyberswipe threw hands back. They had a lot of damage, actually. Just in terms of raw damage, I believe Cyberswipe outpaced oncoming traffic by a lot. But Tempo Mountain's vanishes with comboing with the dash punch, with the black hole plays, they were just able to find so much kills on Cyberswipe. And like you said, Droplet, earlier in the game, that's all they needed to find it.
Yeah, I mean, the KOs were so high. And honestly, near the end, Coin was finding so many dash punches on his own, which the pummelers and a little bit of power, I believe like a spark of power and a little bit of value from Might of the Colossus. But as many have known in the past, Juliet is just such a weak character. Not many good awakenings for her to pick up. But just a little bit of power and she starts taking over games. So, you know, whoop-de-doo. Maybe she wasn't weak all along. And Coin just showing how much value this Juliet can get with all these, not only dash punch skills, but these secured points, just covering so much space with these dash punches and ultimate, that Coin was able to kind of run away with a lot of these points.
Yeah, I mean, next map is going to be Oni Village, and this is actually Oncoming Traffic's pick. So Oncoming Traffic beats Cyberswipe on their own map, which is always a good feeling. But I believe this will mean that Cyberswipe will get their first blue team pick. So what kind of plays and combos do you expect to see?
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea. I would like to see Zoe pull out the Kazan, especially on Oni Village. They're very good at kind of breaking the goalie's ankles, but when you're playing against a Dubu on like Dubu is one of the very strong counter into Kazan because he doesn't care. He's just gonna sit there. He's gonna strike with his giant strike box and kind of ignore whatever hook strike play that Kazan wants to go for. So even though I do want to see a Kazan come out, it possibly might just be a misplay if we're not looking to ban or pick out the Dubu first.
All right, if it helps, it's a Manu start. It's a Manu stacks on stack start on Oni Village. So Cyberswipe
Monu
actually bans me
stacks.
up to now. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair, maybe, but we're gonna just kind of. I want to say that I think Speed's gonna look super good this game, but Cyber actually still picking the Amy first, which I'm always okay with. I think that's the best first pick in the game. I mean, guys, this Amy midfield character, I don't know why she's not nerfed ever. But hey, Coin and Mango's got their little picks from last game. Julie Dubu, we saw how much value both these picks got. So really, Tempo Melon is really ready to kind of pick anything going into this last draft.
Yeah, you mentioned the Dubu earlier, and so this is going to be a midfielder to round off Oncoming Traffic's comp, right? Do you have any idea what Tempo is going to be picking here?
I would be surprised if Tempo's getting bored and just wants to pick Luna. I'm gonna be honest.
Still, Tempo still wants to win.
Okay. Tempo does want to win. Not bored yet. Locking in the Estelle.
This is the Frostfire lore comp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got our Frostfire ready to rumble, and I think it's a very strong comp, especially into. I can't really tell what goalie assertive is going to be on this game. I want to say it's going to be Amy goalie, but when you're playing against the Julie Estelle, there's kind of a lot of angles you got to cover, and if you mess up just once, you're going to lose your barriers to either dash punch or any of Estelle's abilities, really. So it's going to be a super scary game for Cyber to come back on the series on, especially when, like you said, this is On's map pick, which means they want to be here. They're going to be looking real comfortable. They know what they want, so things are going to be kind of having uphill battle for Cyberswipe going into this game.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jakar. I mean, it has to be Zoe on Rasmus, right? Like Zoe looks so good on Rasmus last game. And I feel like does Expo Chan have a Jakar? I feel like I've seen Expo Chan on Imi a lot, but I haven't seen her Jakar yet.
I have no idea, but I think if it's a Jakar midfield, this game is going to end very fast.
Okay,
Jakar
midfield. Imi midfield.
Jakar midfield on Oni Village. What a splendid idea. That will never end poorly for sure.
Yeah, so I definitely think it's going to be Jakar goalie here for assertive, but yeah, so I mean the traditional Frostfire lore comp I think is going to be really fun to watch here. Is how can how is Cyberswipe going to be dealing with the Dubu with the Tofu Fortress with all that terrain? How can they play around the Estelle, just kind of locking down the midfield?
I want to say that I think this comp is super weak into just damage, but on a stack start on Oni Village, it's gonna be hard to just kind of get these kills. I mean, it's so hard to hit people in the speed lane. They're getting their movement speed from stacks, and then of course Estelle and Dubu are kind of weird characters to kill because they can kind of play off the ball. Or Dubu is just he's on the other side of the field. We're never getting him, but Estelle can kind of play off the ball. So I want to say that Cyberswipe is gonna have to start investing a lot of abilities to try and kill Coin here on the Juliet, and if they can get one kill to get the ball rolling, they should be able to take their stacks on stacks, like the movement speed advantage, kind of run over the game once someone loses their stacks. But hey, it can go both ways. First person to die in a set is probably going to lose their team that set. So watch out for any dash punches from either side.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a 6 stacks on stack start, so that Monumentalist is going to come back. Great start from Coin, actually immediately taking the top barrier. Assertive on the Jakar, opting to hold their lower one, and Mango's actually holding their own top side, even though it doesn't look like that in the spectator view. So different preferences from each goalie, but as a result, we do have near side barriers coming out from both teams, and we're looking at the Imi turret setup. Once again, Mango's having to tank it through, but Expo Chan still just forces the barrier out of Mango's or Yummy. And this is a really nice rotation coming out with the Rose Wart from Tempo Melon. Unfortunately, hasn't reached level 2 yet. Same with Zoe the Witch and Mango. And a great dash punch from Coin. Doesn't find the goal just yet, though. And finally, Tempo Melon reaches level 2.
Yeah, you guys can't see it on stream. I'm looking at the stacks right now, and everyone's at around like the 20 to 40 range, and Expo is sitting at 70. Expo's kind of been hogging the ball for this entire point, of course, as many Amy players do. But if they can kind of, honestly, if this is their game plan, they just want to give Expo the ball and kind of get these stacks up online faster than anybody else. Hitting the 150 mark on stacks doubles the value they get out of it. So, hey, they give the ball back to Expo a little bit more at this point, hit 150, and try to just kind of run over the rest of this game.
Yeah, Expo at a whopping 613 speed, of course with the Oni's side lane speed, but it's going to be looking really, really scary. Both barriers, of course, falling once again for both teams. And then for single barriers falling once again for both teams. And now Mango's great somersault, stopping the core, making sure the glitch pop doesn't wreak havoc. And Coin with a great flame flurry, finding the second barrier for oncoming traffic. Assertive does clear through with the shotgun now. But Tempo Melon and Coin both super duper close to a core flip here. Assertive cognizant of that and cross clears it using the core flip because Tempo Melon is just waiting there with the Crystal Thorns here. Tempo does have the core flip, trying to get it to Coin, using the core flip through with the piercing shot. 1-1, tying it all up.
A great little flip into primary there from Estelle, and it is now Tempo Melon that's actually approaching expert on stacks, and soon, I believe, going to this point or possibly the next, so we're going to see everyone start getting a lot faster on Oni Village. Everyone be hitting their 150 stacks mark, except maybe the goalies. And which means we're going to be seeing so much more value, but unfortunately Coin is unable to actually secure that dash push kill, almost having a double, which would have been terrible for the side of Cyberside, losing both their stacks on stacks users. Coin moving up the field, but is unable to still find a kill on Zoe, but all it takes is one good little confirm from the side of oncoming traffic. There it is, and there goes down the stacks for Zoe the Witch.
That was triple stacks, triple-digit stacks being lost, so it's going to be a lot slower when she comes back. Exochan also looking dangerously low. That log could have proved detrimental as that dash punch from Coin, keeping Exochan low and humble, and the dash cyber swipe not working quite yet as Mango's great Tofu Fortress, making sure the core goes back to midfield, and now it's Tempo Melon with the piercing shot, and Coin punches it through. Assertive not quite there with the shotgun, and now it's open net for Cyber Swipe. They have to hold it now with the Rose Warp and the piercing shot, but Assertive is there, clears it down low, perfectly around the piercing shot. And now Mango is trying to find a clear around the hook, and Assertive does clear with the shotgun as well, but the Flame Flurry is going to look dangerous with the log, and the dash punch seals the deal. Coin 2-1 lead now for oncoming traffic.
Beautiful little dash punch there from Coin, just knowing that Mangoes is going to get the core up towards him there, and just letting the dash punch rip early, and just kind of getting that hitbox already in there for when the core rolls in. And now it is oncoming traffic up with a point lead and also a stacks lead going to this point. And now, of course, a barrier as well. And oncoming traffic is looking like that if Zoe the Witch can't get her stacks online fast enough, that they're just going to be able to take over this game. And a beautiful barrier take from Coin, and it pops the flip. It's unable to secure it at this point, but like I said, oncoming traffic wants to take this set and just run with it.
Yeah, Tempo Melon has energy. Assertive gets there in time, though. And so now the energy count is on the side of Cyber Swipe, but they don't have enough for flip quite yet. Zoe coming around, nice shotgun from Assertive. Rose Warp stunning the defense and getting the core through. First set for quick point, and the first set secured for oncoming traffic.
Yeah, beautiful little second there coming up for Temple, just to stuns Expo, forcing get a strike on to save the point. And now going into this set, there's a lot of good awakening. So you could get Firefly to get even faster on tempo, or you can just pop the extra special or twin drive, just have more cooldown to start shooting at this goalie. And when you're against the Jakar, whose defensive abilities aren't as, he's good at keeping the core up, but he's just not as good as playing these defensive interactions. Maybe you do just want to shoot out a bigger shotgun at him to kind of start securing these barriers.
Yeah, I mean, we do see the spark of agility come out for Zoe the Witch, trying to save up for later sets, and that might be a really scary Zoe the Witch when she gets all her speed up. But right now, that was all oncoming traffic, as Mangoes does use the Toku Fortress and the Law to get it through, getting the first barrier. Zoe gets it around for a barrier of their own for Cyber Swipe, and Assertive has to constantly kind of play up because Zoe the Witch is getting kind of dumped on in terms of damage, and looking really scary here with Mangoes, but Assertive does get it out. Nice clear from the Jakar. And the glitch pop is waited out by Mangoes. Clear immediately back up to Tempo Melon. Assertive runs in with the Xeno Cloak, gets the core back to Zoe, who has the hook. Unfortunately, still not quite there for Tempo Melon. Is going to clear. And now the log comes out of Dubu. And Cyber Swipe is looking to continue their offense out. Summer Assault is found, but they're having trouble getting through this big Dubu and Estelle.
Yeah, Cyber doing a great job at keeping the core up the field, but unfortunately, the The Amy Rasmus combo, like I said, just on great to kind of defining in these checkmates. So dude was able to just kind of find a lot of strikes out of here, and a beautiful clear down low again, just getting around the Amy and the Rasmus. Mango is able to force the flip, but despite all of that, a beautiful primary from Tempo. It takes a single interaction against Assertive, is able to get that point despite having played defense for basically the entire point now.
Yeah, this was yeah, that was really rough there. Rose Warp strike reset, and then just finds the goal there. Great play from Tempo Melon. As CyberSwipe just really trying their best to get it around this huge Dubu, but once again, yeah, he's finding so many strikes out. The turret comes down though, and this could be it. There we go. CyberSwipe finding it through. The Death Touch does touch the core, but was intercepted by both members of Oncoming Traffic. A great run-in with the Xenocloak, and rotates around, gets the energy burst out from Tempo Melon there, and now it's looking good for CyberSwipe as they have to try to get around this Dubu on an open net, which is a lot more manageable than this tiny barrier. Great glitch pop control from ExoChan, making sure the core is a little mind game so that Tempo Melon can't just go in there and strike. But unfortunate core flip, but oh, what a hook from Zoe, ensuring that the core goes in for CyberSwipe.
Yeah, kind of a beautiful play from both brawlers there. A great flip angle found from Coin, unfortunately losing possession, and then Zoe having great awareness there, just to hook Mangoes, knowing that this core is going in, so all I need to do is just stun Mangoes to make sure he can't strike it. So great little interaction there, but Oncoming Traffic still keeping the core up. The Dubu is still so hard to get through when you can't just hook him away from the net. And the stacks game, Templeman's about to be online, and the hook coming out from Zoe, and a lot of resources coming out from the side of CyberSwipe. And Coin is still able to find that barrier Dubu wall, just keeping the core in the little lane there. And Juliet loves playing into the lane so that she can just find a great dash punch. And a unfortunate flip coming out from Expo. I believe it was buffered there. But it is Mangoes now just kind of keeping up this defense. And the turret was just unable to get this first barrier. And I think Oncoming Traffic is about to start a strong offense here.
Yeah, this is coming in. This dude on skates, running through. And oh, great shotgun from Assertive though, but ExoChan is looking dangerously low, and you really don't want to lose stacks here. You really don't. You just gotta run away, gets the orb though, and Coin just trying to chase with his Molten Bolt, but unfortunate. Oh, piercing shot just speeds up the core past Assertive.
Yeah, the Estelle is looking so comfortable for Tempo Melon right now. Being able to find Tempo Melon is someone known for hitting people, usually to find kills, but Tempo is able to find such high value primaries, just kind of stunning whoever the core is near and making sure they can't strike it in time. And Tempo's just able to get so much value out of that, even if they're not finding the KOs to kind of take out these stacks. The Estelle is just looking so nice and comfortable for Tempo. Like now going into this, the Point is able to get the first point, and another flip into primary from Estelle. What a great outplay, almost as good as Zentaro, but it is Coin able to get the point across, and Tempo is unable to find the secondary, and a beautiful dribble up the field from Zoe to Witch into the corner, and is able to find a top shot onto the net and secure a 2-2 set point for both sides. Everyone's stacked up except Assertive, but no one really cares about the goalie. So
I mean, this is I mean, having all the stacks, Mangoes are yummy. It must mean something, especially because you can just get on the Oni gates and just do a lot of damage. But oh, the both barriers going down on both teams so quickly. And Assertive was looking very lost, but CyberSwipe do find the double barriers, equalizing the count. And now with the glitch pop, this is looking like a really dangerous push for CyberSwipe. Unfortunately, one-on-one situation, CyberSwiping back was ExoChan who held Assertive out. And that might be just what they needed. Zoe coming through, gets the log out, gets the glitch pop, and gets the set. I mean, CyberSwipe, great team play on that last point.
yeah, both teams there were looking super scary, able to secure both double bears super fast. But is Expo able to a great glitch pop to secure a kill over Mangoes, and despite the recovery drone just not coming back up in time, and evening up the sets here. And now a little bit of size on Zoe. We already saw how she was kind of dribbling up the field, showing why the slick kicks, stacks, and single spark of Julie Rasmus is so scary to do. And now with a little bit of size, that's all kind of Rasmus needs to kind of hit his big power spike and start finding some super duper scary plays with these primaries.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of strong awakenings, right? We have team player, we have prime time. I mean, at the end of the day, did any team come out ahead on this draft?
I want to say that Cyber is slightly ahead in the draft because This team, I think, will struggle a little bit in hitting assertive, mainly because Coin can't do it comfortably and it has to be tempo, and stopping this glass cannon and momentum boot stacks. However, team player on Mangoes. We've already seen how scary these debuff strikes are, and if we can get it out even faster, that might be all that Mangoes needs to start getting these defenses out and starting these offenses a lot quicker. But we'll see. I mean, of course, we'll see in overtime where team player is known for being a very awesome awakening.
Yeah, I mean, Assertive was looking really, really fast there until they got shot, and now they had to return to a paltry 540 speed. But the turret comes down from Expo Chan right before she dies, and a piercing shot trying to mess up Assertive. Unfortunately, wasn't tight enough, and Zoe tries to hold the core, but Coin is there. And 1-0 lead for Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, great ult there. Kind of just hitting Assertive, just going to get these momentum boots glass stacks out early, forcing Assertive away. And it was kind of hit the core to where she wasn't. And what is a little thing notable here is that Expo did die last point. Coin popped the dash punch flip to get a kill onto Expo, which would have spelled disaster if we were further into the set. But luckily, only in point 1 means that Expo is only behind around 50 stacks compared to everyone else. But a great primary coming out from Expo. Stun Assertive there again. And a beautiful, beautiful shot down the middle around everyone in this game. And Tempo was able to secure that point from the other side of the field.
Yeah, what a shot from Tempo Melon. Great awareness. And they're leading 2-0, and Expo Chan not enough time to get her stacks back. It's still only 30 stacks. But this is a great pass play coming out with Assertive, and Expo Chan's going to get up some stacks and even gets through barriers, does Cyber Swipe. And now this is looking like a really scary push coming out from Cyber Swipe, as most of their members have core flip. Expo Chan does burn her evade there to make sure she doesn't get dash punched off the field by Coin once again. But here we go with the energy and with the stun from the pendulum swing, once again securing a coordinated point with Cyber Swipe.
Yeah, great timing there coming from both Assertive and Zoe, timing up their little flip and abilities here to kind of line up with each other and make it so that Mangoes didn't have much he could have done there, only possibly buffering a flip or secondary before he got stunned. But a fun little power play, or not power play, just one little flip play coming out from Zoe, which they're able to secure the first barrier. But Dubu don't care. He's got his top barrier still. He's got his strikes, and of course a flip in the back and a great primary coming out from Estelle there. And they, Oncoming Traffic, just steamrolled that last little point there, kind of lining up all their abilities there, getting the barrier, and then immediately scoring the point as the goal was opening up. And hey, a lot of scary things for both sides coming into the draft. I'm mainly looking up at the hot shot onto really anyone here, or even on Dracar would be super scary, and the Super Surge on Expo, of course.
Yeah, it looks like Tempo Melon, wise to the knowledge of Dropletto here, does pick up hot shot immediately. And the Super Surge does cascade down to the Aimee. Zoe gets another Size Awakening, though.
Yeah, another Size Awakening on Zoe. I believe, I want to say that this is where Rasmus kind of, you don't need any more size than Rasmus. You're set. You've got your 35%. You're like the perfect size kind of take on anything here. But also, I will say, we got a little bit of stagger scaling going on Juliet over here. Bulk up plus peak. That is a lot of speed going out to Juliet. And once we get fully stacked, the Juliet is going to be by far, well, I want to say fastest person in the lobby, but it's a very fast lizard on the side of Assertive here. But hey, fast for the sides of the forwards. And as we can see, Coin is kind of just dribbling all over the front of the net right now. And the peak performance already giving an early advantage in this in the speed game. It's just kind of showing how much value just a little bit of speed can give you.
Absolutely, and that piercing shot, but a great Molten Bolt from Assertive does clear, and the Rose Warp also cleared from Expo Chan. Cyber Swipe, great defense, but now it's Coin coming in with the speed, with the dash punch, does clear the open net. And with the Cyber Swipe, opens up the barrier, and a great awareness from Zoe, reads the Rose Warp, clears it up the top, and that was looking really scary, but Mangoes was there. And a nice sequence from Assertive here, clearing the core, making sure Zoe can also get some pressure on, but both teams doing amazing offense here. Coin coming in with the core flip as well, and using it, Expo Chan reads and blocks immediately. The lock goes through though, and Zoe was pendulum swing with the Cyber Swipe layered on. I mean, Expo Chan, huge point here from Cyber Swipe picked up.
Yeah, super duper scary offense coming out from the Cyber Swipe. I mean, Dango just got crossed up there, went for the down a bit too early, and of course that's a twin drive Super Surge Aimee. You never know when she's going to start cutting these cross clears, so Mango's just going to have to start being extremely careful going for them, especially when you're in front of the open net right there and the point is on the line.
Yeah, great first barrier take from CyberSwipe again. And now both barriers are here. Expo-chan looking low, has to step away from the offense and assertive coming through. And Zoe, great foreflip, gets it around. Mango's just barely with the Crystal Thorns from Tempo Melon, also equalizing the barrier count once again. And the piercing shot not quite in time. I mean, this car is super duper fast right now. And a nice clear through the middle, gets it to Coin. He wants to dash punch it in and doesn't pick up the kill with Tempo. But once again, a layered strikes onto Mango, just forcing the core in.
Yeah, I think Expo and Zoe picked up on the fact that Mango's just kind of like sit around and wait, which is very strong on Dude, but you've got a lot of time to work with this giant strike box, but they're just immediately going for these primary plus secondary plays as Mango's is waiting and reacting, and it's just covering so much space with hitboxes. And when you're stunned, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't strike, you can't flip. You just kind of have to take that. So I like to see how they're going for these hit stun little plays here, even with sometimes assertive getting involved with their Dracar ultimates.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Coin kind of shark around Expo-chan trying to get a kill. Unfortunately, Expo-chan was aware of that, so he did go and pick up the orb instead. But Expo-chan still has no evade on their own, so those dash punches looking really, really scary for an oncoming traffic here. Mangos does use a summer assault, but Zoe still there, contests and wins, getting the barrier secured for CyberSwipe. And Coin coming in with the Flame Flurry, unfortunately able to thread the needle there. The Law comes out, the Pendulum comes out as well, but Mangos does hold. And the dash punch just bursting it through, but Assertive was waiting there as Zoe's looking to pick up more energy. All people have full stacks, I believe, except for the goalies now. So this is really fast forward coming in. Assertive using the Bolt and Bolt, making sure Coin is kept a little bit of a manageable speed there. And finally, the dash punch comes in, but the core speed just sets up the set. And now we're going to another set 5 here.
Actually great. It was such a great dash push from opting to fully kit dump Expo to get the stacks out, which I believe was worth it, but a beautiful, beautiful overtime play from a server. Just setting the core across the map topside to where Dubu would have to be there so early and just roll like super preemptively to cover that. So really a great play coming out there. And now Expo has picked up double dash range with Twin Drive, remember, so it is going to be super hard to track where this Amy is going to appear at any time.
Yeah, we get Missile Pro Drek coming out as well, and Zoe gets a third Size Awakening here instead of the second Spark. But that does mean Coin has a Spark Strength, and it looks like it's gonna be a fully. This is the full build. Does anyone look outstandingly strong here, Dropletto?
I think it's kind of funny to look at Coin, and he just has a lot of stats. he's got 2 Stagger Awakenings, he's got a Speed one that just gives power, and 1-2 Punch. So this Juliet could just kind of start doing whatever she wants. She can walk over the map. She doesn't care about dying, but Zoe Expo's build is super duper scary. I mean, Twin Drive and 2 dash ranges on Amy. You never know where she's going to be because she can appear anywhere on the map anytime. And of course, the aerial is also giving Expo a little bit more flexibility on the glitch pops as well. So, I mean, I think it's already looking to start being such a menace this game, but Expo now has even more options to target these offenses.
Yeah, I mean, Expo-chan just pushing through the bottom side. Coin is lurking there, though, so they have to be careful about just pushing into the corner. Trying to find a nice dash pop onto Mangos, I believe, but Mangos was aware and did move back a little bit. And now they're finally starting to set up some corner offense here, running in with the hook, with the pop, with the dash. It wasn't able to find it, though, just a little bit off angle. And now Zoe is brought low. Does want to keep their stacks, but Coin is just making sure that it's not going to be easy surviving. And there we go, dash punch into the flip, but Zoe is aware, does use the evade there, and is low, but Coin has committed a lot, and Expo-chan securing the dash, even pops the recovery drone.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that point spells disaster for oncoming traffic. Unfortunately, not being able to find a kill early onto Zoe there, and then unfortunately later even missing the dash punch, thinking he would kill, and then being a bit late to the rip on the flip, and now Expo is the one to find a dash punch kill with the the adrenaline rush, and Dubu is trying to defend this all. The power play unfortunately ends, but the strike shotgun from Assertive is able to secure disappear on the lane, but that's not another kill coming out from the side of oncoming traffic, and it's now Zoe and Tempo who are down stacks, but the brawler not having stacks, I believe, is a little bit less valuable than the midfield not having stacks. So this game could still be quite hard for Oncoming Traffic, even if they were able to secure an early kill or another kill during this set.
Look, Zoe running in with the Whiplash activated, but almost taken off the field by Coin. The crazy dash punch angle trying to be found here, and Assertive does lose a second barrier, and this is looking dire as the equalize, but a great redirect from Expo Chan off the back of her Cyber Swipe, making Cyber Swipe get a match point.
Yeah, she was like in their own net, by the way. You know, just defending. Oh, the core got out and teleport across with Ariel's super surge, and boom, that's the point for Cyber Swipe. So, and now a kill onto Mangoes. Not someone I expected to ever see die this game. Things are just looking super. Like I said, things are not looking great for Oncoming Traffic. Both barriers down, forced to burn the flip, and now you're against the triple size Raz versus double dash range Aimee in the net. Mangoes is back online. Might just be enough to start getting the core up to Coin. Let him get his barriers. The only person left on Oncoming Traffic that's fully stacked, but he is getting his barriers. He's forced to play against the turret. Was able to get it through with a beautiful primary through the turret. And Flip is about to be online. Doesn't die to the dash punch, but does force the evade. And Zoe looks for a hook play. Is unable to flip it out, but it barely goes around. And Zoe decides to pop the flip to just get away from the net, which is a good play. But I think it's just looking so scary for both sides. Open net, and hey, this game's on the line.
Coin has core flip right now, and it's going to be here. He might tie it up. There we go, 2-2. We're going to a 0.5.
We have a beautiful set 5.5. Both teams super shaking in their boots. But everyone's stacks are beginning to come back online. Tempo is super close to being at 150, and Zoe is still like 75 stacks away. And with an early barrier take, and flips coming up soon for Tempo and Mangoes, and only actually no, the flips are even. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. But hey, this game can go any person's way.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Cyber Swipe does have a little bit of an advantage, although Zoe is looking mighty low. Coin does miss their primary now, and the piercing shot spent makes but held from Assertive now. And so, the core falls through, and Tempo has core flip now, but is held. Expo Chan does fall now, has 12 seconds power play on the side of Oncoming Traffic. Assertive and Zoe splitting the goals, and they can hold a long time if they wish to. Assertive does have core flip running in with the Xeno Cloak. Mango's just waiting out, making sure Assertive comes back in sight before using it, and Expo Chan dashing in from downtown secures the win for Cyber Swipe, or series tie up, I guess, because this is a best of 3. What a game.
I mean, unfortunately, Coin and Tempo just took too much time on the power play there, rushing it a little hard, and weren't taking any super strong plays. Then the moment Expo came online, like I said, no matter where she is, even if she just came up from spotting, she's in scoring position and was able to take that secondary and just appear on the other side of the map, cutting the cross clear. I mean, that was a heater Oni game. Yeah, rare Oni game that was pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, amazing plays coming out from both teams, honestly. And Coin finding 4 kills, which isn't as impressive on paper, but every single one of those kills, I mean, 7 kills across the board, but each of those 7 kills meant so much to both teams as it was a stacks on stacks start. And that was crazy, but Cyber Swipe just came out a little bit ahead. And yeah, real big props to Expo Chan, and also we saw some great plays coming out from Zoe the Witch and Assertive as well, just making sure all of them played in sync with each other.
Yeah, but I mean, both teams played beautifully. I mean, only Cyber Swipe only had 1 extra point up over Oncoming Traffic. Really, it could have been any team's way, but Cyber Swipe is able to keep themselves in this series. And going into game 3, which I believe is a night market game. I mean, we've got a bone-chilling Atlab Oni Village night market draft. Some real interesting, unique maps we have at play here. But hey, if that's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. You're not trying to gimmick the other team on Inky's Splash Zone. You're just trying to play some honest, good core control games and just outplay them. You know, let them too deep.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely some really cool games coming out, and yeah, we're gonna take a quick break because after that heat of the game, we definitely need one. But we'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. I will see everyone back soon for the last game of the series. Hello, everyone, and we are back at the final game in the series Oncoming Traffic versus CyberSwipe, going on to this night market, and we've got some actually pretty different drafts coming up. Well, I guess not super different for some teams, but we've got a beautiful Era X game coming up from the side of CyberSwipe. And I couldn't tell you exactly where this Era could go because in recent developments, Era has been really seen a bit more as a goalie than a midfielder, but hey, we've got Era and X on the same team. Yeah, I love kittens.
Yeah, and then Oncoming Traffic actually picks up Imi, and I think that's a great pick. Like you said, Imi's just great everywhere. Also denies Expo Chan, and so this is like kind of like modified Frostfire comp because we do see the Dubu Julie duo always locked in for Mangoes and Coins. So this was a team player and EE start. Are all teams going to be? How are Awakenings going to look here?
Definitely, of course, team player onto the goalies. Not that I'm getting too much value of explosive, but yeah, you can see a lot of explosive entrances coming out from all the forwards. And I think the most notable thing is that both brawlers have decided to take it. Both X and Juliet, not really known for really caring about dash range, but hey, I'm hoping to see that this game, that hopefully both these brawlers can show us that there's a lot of value to be found in having a little bit more dash range on these shoving brawlers.
Yeah, losing barrier on both teams, and Mango's losing the more critical second barrier here, and things are looking dicey for Oncoming Traffic as Zoe using EE to just reposition themselves from the other side of the map, but just beating them up with X Maximus here as Coin and Tempo didn't quite reach their level 2 spike yet, but they just did, and that tiny storm taken off the field was Tempo Mill in there, and a nice dash, but Zoe the Witch was staggered, so Coin was able to buffet her away. And now just passing between, just trying to buy time. Just 2 more seconds for the Imi to come up, and she does. And Zoe the Witch just in the goalie position, just bell ringer and making sure the transitions are smooth, which it was. And the Imi turret push is deterred. The core slips past, and now it's overtime red core coming in. Koi misses the corplet, but does win the strike core against Assertive. So the barrier does equalize anyway. Both teams have an open net as Zoe X Maximus is through and won a lead for Cyberswipe.
Yeah, a great strike coming out from Zoe there, getting crossed despite being marked by both Coin and Tempo, getting away from both of them and above Mangoes. Like I said many times before, Dubu is just not a character that's super great at covering the cross like that. So if they can keep, while Era X aren't quite known for their ability to be covering the crosses like the treacherous Amy Rasmus games we've been watching, if they're still looking for them, they can still get a lot of value playing against Dubu's weak points.
Yeah, Mangoes does have core flip, trying to hold down great Summer Assault, very aware that he wasn't going to reach that in time, and the turret push coming out, the Storm putting a little halt to it with a great dash punch, and getting both players on Cyberswipe and getting both barriers down for Oncoming Traffic. Zoe looking to just push it through Mangoes, but unfortunately, it's going to be Coin who gets the point now, and it's Oncoming Traffic tying up the series, tying up the set.
Yeah, and unfortunately, awkward angle for Sir, not getting the corner clear close enough to the wall, and it just ends up in Coin's hands, just shooting him back in. I mean, when your strike's up, you've got an open shot, just let it rip. But we're going to this next point. Coin is still looking for these. I don't believe any dash punches have been found from either Zoe or Coin yet. I mean, maybe they're a little uncomfortable with the extra dash range. Or hey, maybe it's just not that strong. You never know. But they are able to get the flip out of Zoe, and I believe the X Maximus is gone as well. So this X is looking kind of a bit like a strike bot right now. And still no kills being found for either side, but a barrier found from an unfortunate primary from Zoe, and they're looking to kind of secure this with the flip, but which is unfortunately denied by Mangoes or Yummy.
Yeah, I mean, energy advantage heavily in favor of Oncoming Traffic as both forwards have core flip. And Tempo Mill immediately uses theirs, and a core flip combo trying to be used by Coin, but unfortunately a little bit thrown off maybe, and now that Era Storm is going to be really dangerous. Coin brought low, but Mangoes does have a great heal, but Zoe just jumping in there with the bull rush, with the bell ringer just taking off Coin, and now the X Maximus is going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting here, but Tempo Mill does clear, the core goes red, Mangoes also there to back it up, and the CK comes up, Assertive loses to the dash punch, and once again, both teams' nets are open, and the core is going so quickly, especially, I believe, is there team player involved? And Assertive, great clear onto Expo Chan. Zoe trying to slow down the core, but dribbling out the Toku Fortress, and a great angle. Assertive is there, though, with the Xeno Cloak. And, a dash punch coming out. Finally, some value from explosive entrance from Coin. Expo Chan taken off the field, and in the red core situation, this is looking really, really dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, the core is just going all over the place right now. Both goalies getting as much value out of team player as they can, and Zoe is forced to pop the flip, just keep the core away from Coin, who is making his way towards a flip of his own, but is being run down right now. And unfortunately, barely able to miss the dash punch with the explosive entrance. It actually goes down to the arrow beam, but it's not enough as Tempo has also built up a flip and shot it bot side before Assertive had enough time to react and cover the bottom. But, I mean, this team player value is looking a little bit scary in these overtime points.
Yeah, I mean, both teams trying to make sure they jockey for control, and especially in times like these with the Ivy turret push as well, Expo-chan had to eat a lot of damage to just make sure that the core isn't going to get ricocheted off by that one. But 2-1 lead for Oncoming Traffic on this first set now. Tempo Melon looking low. Zoe didn't press the issue though, just happy with getting the barrier, and now Coin equalizes the barrier count. Expo-chan and Assertive do clear, and Assertive just dodging the dash punch and clearing it now. And with a nice storm, it's looking like CyberSwipe can set up a push into lower corner. Mangoes does have a flip, doesn't need to use it quite yet. Yeah, Log is going to be enough to hold it now. Expo-chan trying to rotate the core through. Mango's trying to use it aggressively and does get it through in that turret, though. It's going to happen. The glitch pop slightly off angle, but it's such a hard. All three members of Oncoming Traffic just controlling the midfield here. Heat Gate even won by Tempo Melon, but a glitch pop makes the core go astray, and back to Mangoes it goes.
Tempo looking to pop the flips, get it into the ultimate range of Coin, but it's just not quite enough. And now we have reached overtime, which means these team players just start getting value. But despite being shrunk, Coin is able to find a dash punch flip kill onto Assertive, and Expo was just not able to clear around the Julie yet. And we've got a very, very strong start to the game for Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some huge awakenings here coming out with Adrenaline Rush, I think, and I guess Monumentalist for Era as well. I mean, these are looking pretty scary, but what are some things to look for, Dropleto?
Adrenaline Rush from Julie. That is a brand new win con, guys. If they ever get a kill, the point gets like 80% easier. Whoop-de-doo. But bulk up on X and Castellas on Arrow is actually probably doing a pretty good job at stopping Oncoming Traffic and because especially when we've decided to go hot shot on Imi instead of a Stinger and kind of just like choose to start hitting people until they die. I believe it could make the game for Oncoming Traffic a little bit harder, but that's only until they find kill. Once Coin is able to secure a dash punch, able to find it, or hey, maybe just find someone staggered and ult them. That's when Oncoming Traffic should be able to start snowballing these points.
Yeah, I mean, Zoe the Witch just making sure her bell ringers are making a strong impact, and a great glitch pop from Tempo, but Assertive is there, and nice strike around Mangoes was Zoe the Witch. Great find on the barrier. Now it's an open net situation, and even beats the Log. Just getting it through. Mangoes are yummy.
Yeah, beautiful little secondary there, going not going through the Log, but actually just barely around it, taking the core into the corner to get right around the Dubu, and then winning the strike board right afterwards. Great little play. I'm glad the explosive entrance is getting so much, getting more value than you would have think. So I'm really happy for that for both brawlers this game. But it's actually Expo that is the one to go down staggered, which what I was talking about. All it takes is Coin. Once he decides I don't want to play this core anymore, you can just walk up and ult Expo, and well, that's our Adren. But
Expo's alive. Expo's alive. Oh, barrier does go down though, and Expo's looking really low. Is gonna get up to stagger standards, and Assertive does clear it. Glitch pop just barely not there, and Mango is just making sure that the offense stays oppressive. Unfortunately, the dash punch wasn't there quite enough in the great angle, but Coin just gets it through with a strike. I mean, great find for Coin.
Great little 1-2 from Mangoes and Coin there, able to find the top shot onto Assertive, and they were unable to get the Adrenaline Rush value at that point, but you just see how much respect that this awakening is forced. Like once anyone's like stagger or even close stagger, they just have to completely let Coin kind of take this whatever space he wants, because if he gets that Adrenaline Rush, the point just gets so much harder to win. But a great clear from Temple Melon, despite being shrunk, is able to get the clear out, and we're starting our own offense. Oncoming Traffic is getting passed around by CyberSwipe and is looking to get a strong Maelstrom going, but the AB turret is getting a little bit too much value. Coin popping the flip and was actually killed from the other side of the map from the explosive entrance X, and is now starting a power play for the side of CyberSwipe.
Yeah, a huge awareness from Assertive, making sure Topher's Fortress is going to go down just as she rotates it to Zoe the Witch. And now CyberSwipe do have a great timing on the top corner of the net. But Coin is back though, so the power play has ended, but it's still not stopping Zoe Wish from just hugging that top side, making sure that Cyber Swipe controls that entire zone. And Tempo Melon, only one evade, is low on stagger. Zoe wants to get the kill, but unfortunately not yet able to find it at a great angle. Unfortunately, nobody was there from Oncoming Traffic to capitalize on it, and now Tempo Melon looking low. Assertive's gonna shotgun them to the face, and that is that. Assertive trying to get 4 across to Exochan. I mean, this team player is finding so much value in the overtime situation and gets it around the Dubu. Mangoes even uses a core flip, and this is looking really, really scary. It's it might be a defining sequence for Cyber Swipe, and there it is, the Arrow Beam, getting a 2-1 lead for Cyber.
A great little spot there. Dubu, despite being so big, was unable to cover that shot into the top net. Possibly from the beam from the core, just keeping the core a little bit too small to be covered by the strike, but is now up to Zoe the Witch to kind of take this offense, but hit away by Tempo Melon. The Era X offense, I mean, it's looking real strong right now, guys. But it is Coin is looking to start their offense with a wall behind him, and turret is looking super scary, but the Cyber Swipes are able to get it away around these creations. And a long-range secondary coming off the point, but it doesn't matter because the core has reached Zoe. It's in the corner, and X has got flipped.
Yeah, every bell ringer is a point-threatening bell ringer here from Zoe the Witch, especially with the core flip there. Mango's almost just taken off the field just with the bull rush. And then a great Cyber Swipe read from Assertive, just getting 4 out now. And it's Era X once again in that top corner with the core flip, with the X Maximus as well, I believe. Not used yet. Mango's is there. Tempo is also there. And now the core has stalled a little bit, making sure that Tempo is stalled. But now it's a 1v1 situation from Zoe the Witch. Finds it around Mango Yummy, and Cyber Swipe ties up this final game. 1-1 in set count.
Beautiful, beautiful teamwork coming out from both Zoe and Expo. One of the more notable 4 duos in the league, of course, that with them always have been playing each other for a while now. And now Zoe is rewarded with this draft, opting to pick up the peak performance now with the peak plus bulk up on X, one of the highest stagger characters in the game. It's going to be so much power and so much speed on him that the Adrenaline Rush skill is going to be much harder to find for the side of Oncoming Traffic. But hey, that's still 1-2 punch on Juliet, so we might be able to kill him through stagger. Maybe we could just push him off the map regardless.
Yeah, can you explain to me the Spark of Leadership pick from Mangoes? Because this is I know this is a solo Spark, but...
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I can. That Awakening blows, but if Mangoes wants to play for next draft, so be it. It could provide a lot of value coming up later, but honestly, I just don't think his leadership is strong enough to even warrant being threatened in draft. Even if Mangoes somehow magically got another spark this draft or next draft, and then another spark the draft after, I would just let him have it. I'm gonna be honest. Three sparks with leadership, it's pretty whatever. And Zoe the Witch is showing us why you should draft to be strong now and not to be drafted to be strong later, with a beautiful secondary into the top side of the barrier.
Yeah, Zoe the Witch has a lot of stagger here with bulk up and peak performance, and the Cyber Swipe aren't letting out the pressure here. Great bounce from Exochan, and Zoe the Witch trying to make sure the Bell Ringer doesn't creep that push, and Assertive using the Bolton Bolt to get it across back again to the top side. Back they go is Cyber Swipe, and Zoe just X Maximusing onto Tempo Melon, onto Mangoes, anything that the X can kind of set its sights on. And quite great dribble with the Flame Flurry. Unfortunately, Assertive does clear it through. And this is looking really dangerous for Mangoes or Yummy, especially with the beam, especially with the core flip. But they hold, Oncoming Traffic do hold, and now the energy economy has turned, and Coin is the one with the core flip almost ready. Tempo Melon is the one with the core flip almost ready. It immediately has to spend it, but now it's Coin with the core flip, and all the way there. Oh, EE not generating value just yet. Oh, doesn't get the double barrier, unfortunately, with the core flip. Assertive does hold, gets it through. With the shotgun, the glitch pop provides Coin with a second chance. But Zoe the Witch is back now. And great Flame Flurry into punch. That was disturbing. Zoe the Witch takes off the field.
I cannot believe that ult into punch was enough to kill there. But I guess that's all. You have the 1-2 punch on Julie. It's basically your signature awakening. Maybe it's all you need to start finding these kills. But Zoe is not having it back online after being killed. Is already looking for these overtime plays with this team player core speed. Just punching the core in the net, looking to get it past him. Was not quite able to. But Mangoes and Tempo are in the back with their flips both coming up. And a barely missed dash punch from Coin. Unfortunately beamed for, I believe, the kick during that, missing the kill on Zoe because of it. But this little offense is looking very scary. Tempo Melon is starting to walk up the field with the flip. and is trying to get it in the. I want to say just try to flip in the face of Drakkar, but a beautiful explosive entrance kick from Juliet means that we were able to secure the barrier without actually spending the flip. And now, oh my goodness, Mango has missed the secondary.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have open nets. Expo-Chan trying to rotate through Assertive, just bouncing it off, making sure Assertive can get there in time because the core speed is so fast. And now Zoe DeWitch X Maximusing it through Tempo and Mango. Cyber Swipe looking well poised to take set 3.
Yeah, I mean, so I want to say that Cyber Swipe is getting a lot more value out of the team player during these overtime plays. They're just, Zoe just looks so comfortable, like, managing this super fast core, despite being on X, a character who usually isn't quite a fan of the core being too fast, especially when it's much faster than him. So really great, well played from both, the entire side of Cyber Swipe, but Oncoming Traffic does not want to let up yet. Is trying to find this first barrier, but is unable to get through the 3 strikes of the side of Cyber Swipe, and Mangos is barely able to defend these barriers, looking super scary. But hey, Dubu's always got strike up, but it might not be enough when X is moving in with the X Maximus. With the flip, it is able to secure the first barrier.
With the flip, with the storm, this is a lot of pressure coming out from Cyber Swipe with the push. Tempo Melon wants to get in there, wants to use the turret, but Coin is now brought down low, and it's also they have to kind of solo attempt. They have to take turns kind of getting the barriers, and Tempo Melon does succeed, so this time it's a little bit of a better attempt at the raid, and the Imi turret comes down. The storm, though, clears it for Cyber Swipe, and Coin capitalizes on the bull rush, a greedy bull rush from Zoe DeWitch, and Coin immediately dash punches and punishes it. And the speed gates are up for Mango to take advantage if they so wish. They use it to get core speed instead, and now with the Flame Flurry, gets the kill onto Expo-Chan and the goal. And some breathing room here for Oncoming Traffic.
Yeah, a great find to get a kill near the end there as well with that ultimate, meaning that Juliet's dash is most certainly back online now. Meaning that despite of kind of having dumped their, Juliet's entire kit in that last point, the dash punch is already back online. And we're starting to see the Adrenaline Rush is snowballing super hard, especially when compared to last set where Coin was not able to quite get that much value out of Adrenaline Rush as he would have liked.
Yeah, that was a super scary situation, but Assertive at least gets the rat out with it alive, and it could have gone so much worse for Cyber Swipe. And they're trying to get some pressure on the midfield, but unfortunate ending. I mean, this set's going to a set 0.5.
Yeah, great recognition from Timbo there, using the secondary with the hot shot, just strike the core and send it up the field even faster, where Drakkar and Arrow don't really have any ways to like hook the core out from the back like that, so they have to be hitting the core forward because they don't really have a great way of sending it back. But another dash punch coming out from Coin, and Coin has just completely taken over this set with these great dash punches coming out, looking to get the second barriers, but not quite able to secure it, but still has a little bit more time with the pummeler speed. Expo is back online, manages to strike through the respawn invincibility to make sure that the second barrier stays up for the side of Cyber Swipe.
Yeah, Cyber Swipe putting a halt onto Oncoming Traffic's momentum here as Zoe DeWitch coming through with the core flip. Mango's taken off the field despite having the pauldron, and a great awareness there, covering the outclear from Expo-Chan, securing the barrier, open net situation for them, and this is the best chance they're going to have to secure this set. Dashing in, EE power activated, but Mangos is back though, but Expo-Chan slips it in, and 2-1 lead for Cyber Swipe. A great third set coming out from both teams.
Beautifully played from Zoe Witch there, actually managing to find a kill onto the Pauldron's Dubu, using the power, the 150 power that just X happens to have right now, plus a good flip, just send Dubu over the edge and get an early kill. But now with the might on top of that, these X ultimates are going to be doing so much damage and so much knockback. I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to start seeing way more kills coming out of Zoe going to this next set.
Absolutely, and it's looking a little scary. We have stacks coming out from Coin, and I guess they are the ones doing the damage. But is this a little bit risky pick, or is this going to be is this like a really disturbing build from Coin coming out?
I think that Coin wants to kind of just snowball pretty hard going into this. I mean, he already tried to snowball the last set, which was almost successful. So possibly just more speed in these power plays, and should be able to play off the stacks, which can get you so much value if you're able to survive. It might be what Coin's going for. On top of the prize fire that Temple already has, they're looking to just kind of snowball. Snowball's the name of the game, basically.
Yeah, see a great storm push out from Expo-Chan, making sure that they can get it out. And X Maximus and Zoe DeWitch really secures it for getting the first barrier here in set 4. And now Assertive does lose a barrier, and a great rotate from Tempo Melon, but immediately gets jumped by the Era X duo here in the threatening bell ringer. But Mangos is cool, level-headed, and will get it to out clear. But Zoe DeWitch dribbling, waiting for Extra Chance to come in, but that does let Tempo Melon set up with their own turret, and now it's double core flip duo here from Oncoming Traffic as they look to wreak some havoc here. And Tempo Melon coming in, Coin dash punching in, and that's going to be the open net here for CyberSwipe as Zoe DeWitch looking a little low, and the course look through both players.
Yeah, I guess no player there, even Coin, who missed the strike as well. We're really expecting the core to be moving so fast, but that core it's quite a lot of power behind it, both heavy impact and explosive proc off it, and of course the hot shot with Prize Fighter as well. So maybe moving a bit more faster than anyone was expecting for overtime.
Absolutely, and Tempo Melon still has core flip here. Zoe DeWitch trying to beat the core flip out of her, but does get the Night Market Gate speed, does manage to get out of danger zone, and Exo-chan looking low now, and then running through, gets the orb just in time to save herself from the glitch pop, but now Mangoes Are Yummy has a core flip, and Exo-chan's looking mighty low. One kill is all it takes from Coin, but Zoe DeWitch laying out a lot of pressure, making sure Exo-chan can retreat safely and get the stagger up. And now Zoe DeWitch just dribbling, just doing a one-man X show here, and coming in assertive, just rotating out. Expo-chan has to run away once again, just can't catch a break, and now the Flame Flurry is going to confirm it. Adrenaline Rush props for Coin as they come in with the Imi turret, looking really scary, but assertive does hold with the shotgun as Zoe takes the turret out. And now we have enough time for Expo-chan to come in. 2 seconds, 1 second, there comes the arrow from the bottom side. Assertive rotates the core top. Expo-chan comes in, unable to react to the fast core, but the angle! Night Market angle bounces off the popsicle. 1-1 tying for CyberSwipe.
Heartbreaking point loss for CyberSwipe with the kill advantage. Unfortunately, the Night Market gods maybe they're upset with Tempo Melon and have unfortunately cursed that point and taken away their potential of scoring that. Now evening up this set, but Coin still has dash punch and flip, which means Juliet can always just, kill somebody. When you've got a Dren, it's just super scary to deal with, and it's something that Coin is probably looking to get value out of right now. And yeah, I don't know. Some freaky ass Night Market angles going on right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Night Market angles don't smile as much onto Oncoming Traffic. Mango's great Summer Assault waits out Zoe DeWitch's last out Zoe DeWitch's X Maximus, but that's a huge X coming in with the Bewitching Beam. And oh no, the Dubu Fortress unfortunately also doesn't smile on Oncoming Traffic, and that's a core flip having to be burned by Mangoes Are Yummy, and the dashman coming in from Coin wins us out. And dangerous Bell Ringer coming out, and Zoe DeWitch with the flip, with the storm. Imi turret though doing a lot of work here as Tempo Melon just kind of making sure that Mangoes Are Yummy can survive against this onslaught of Era X. Zoe DeWitch coming in once again with the gates, with the speed, but Coin dash punching in. Assertive is down and Core is in.
That's the explosive entrance diff right there. Oh my god, Julia actually was able to reach that and actually secure the kill onto Assertive while invisible, set up perfectly by Tempo Melon. And despite the second point of this set being quite the heartbreak, it's looking like Oncoming Traffic don't even care. They're just looking to get their set win and get out.
Yeah, I mean, Zoe DeWitch looking low, has to retreat. Expo-chan on the front lines now, has to respect Coin's dash punch area, letting Mangoes Are Yummy clear through the bottom. And now speed gates are up and Zoe just dashing in for control, but Tempo Melon is the one that comes out ahead, especially with that CyberSwipe, with the turret. With the glitch pop, Expo-chan is there though to answer. Tempo Melon does have energy now, has core flip. I mean, both forwards of Oncoming Traffic actually have energy, and Coin's gonna use the Flame Flurry, gets the punch, gets the pass to Tempo Melon, and successfully gets both barriers out. But now Expo-chan and Zoe suddenly have some pressure. The glitch pop works with Coin dash punching it in, and we're going to set 5 once again, guys. These games have been so close.
Okay, so I couldn't quite tell you what just happened there to secure that. We're gonna pretend that was intentional, and Tempo Melon and Coin are the best forward duo to ever touch this game. But beautifully played regardless. And Julia is now getting extra special, which I think is going to be super important here. Just to be able to click it on somebody early into the point and kind of maybe get invade, maybe get an early dash skill. But whenever they're staggered, Julia is going to be having this ultimate up more often, which means, it makes it way easier to proc this Adrenaline Rush. And there are a lot of solid pickups here, like Primetime Dubu, or a little bit more size on X, but I think this extra special Julia is going to be the highlight of this draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Mangoes Are Yummy, unfortunately, won't be Spark Scaly today. Takes prime time instead. Very tragic. But, I mean, this huge Zoe DeWitch coming out, running with the Bell Ringer. But now, low energy on all members of CyberSwipe, getting bullied around now by Coin and Tempo Melon, and Expo-chan looking dangerously close to Ad Rush reset proc range here, and does concede the top barrier with that pressure, and Assertive kind of has to take over on the midfield line as the back line of CyberSwipe is looking really battered and bruised. Exochan does survive, but once again the Flame Flurry coming out from Coin and ensuring that Zoe Witch kind of has to take a defensive line and proc for her, and there we go, there's Era down, but I don't think that proc Coin's ad rush there, so he has to kind of make do with the pump speed. And Zoe's doing a great job with Assertive, just making sure the defense holds strong for CyberSwipe. And Exochan comes in, power play is now over, and Exochan and Assertive even hold that, but Coin does win the Strike War once again. Coin really wants to go home with this game one, and Zoe Witch getting it through the Tofu Fortress once again. Mangos misses a strike, but a great flip from Tempo Melon kills Zoe Witch. And now it's another power play from Oncoming Traffic. Assertive is doing great with avoiding these interactions with the Juliet, even stepping between Tempo Melon and Coin there. But Exochan in the back lines, the turret coming down is too much pressure. And Oncoming Traffic 1-0 lead in set 5.
Great kills coming out from Oncoming Traffic. Able to kind of push these power plays so far, and Tempo Melon is at 3 prize fighter stacks. Tempo Melon is at 4 prize fighter stacks. The things are looking extremely hard for CyberSwipe to kind of come back from this. Coins up not even fully stacked yet. Tempo Melon's got 170 power, and these kills should just start rolling in even more than they already were. But a beautiful double barrier from Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe gets double barriers onto Tempo Melon, maybe a bit overzealous with the CyberSwipe, but that Bell Ringer is huge. Tempo Melon taking off the feet, back to 3 stacks of prize fighter. I mean, that's still huge, but Zoe Witch has flipped though, and getting around the Tofu Fortress. Getting around the log, and the storm comes in. Oh, the storm! Give a storm taken, but Zoe is there regardless.
And the storm hits the sword angle, but unfortunately, it was not enough for Mangoes Yummy to get a bailout on that defense. And we're now evened up 1-1. Tempo Melon now only at 3 prize fighter stacks. A little bit of a fluctuating number going on right now, but it can always change. Coin does have a flip revved up, and Zoe unfortunately misses hers. I mean, they don't get any super duper strong play here, but Coin is right. I could tell this guy's looking for a dash punch, but it's forced to flip nothing and is actually killed by the X with so much power, from Might and Bulk Up. And they are able to just take away this point from Oncoming Traffic. This could spell disaster. Juliet, no more stacks, and Tempo Melon only had 3 prize fighter stacks, and CyberSwipe wants to win before any of this can come online again.
Yeah, I mean, Exochan's cast the last value there on that Era, just making sure Mangoes can't move an inch, and just getting the core pass that slows Zubu. Really, really scary to watch. But they do take first barrier, does Oncoming Traffic, and now with the Imi turret, this is a scary push. Zoe has to use, Exochan has to use the flip now, but even then, it doesn't generate value of getting out. Great control of Zoe Witch, getting the EE value, using the storm, clearing the log, and going it through. Unfortunately, the barrier still holds strong for Oncoming Traffic, and Zoe Witch dodges Mango's dash. And Assertive is there, though. Exochan just playing backwards, just making sure that they can be kind of a fallback for Zoe Witch, and that's working out for them quite a bit right now. And with the storm push, with the core flip, waits out the log, but does get it cleared. Oncoming Traffic trying to get a push with Coin, who does almost have a core flip now, and this Imi turret is very scary, and Exochan's gonna go out, unfortunately cannot dodge, and that Imi turret just blasting them off, and that Tofu Fortress holding strong this time. Coin does miss that dash punch, but now with the core flip, and they might be tight. We might be going to a 0.5 if it works out, because Assertive just fell. Exochan strike warring, but the log is too strong. Zoe Witch is playing goalie. Coin does use the Flame Flurry. Great elusive, but not quite there enough.
I mean, such a crazy point going down. So many kills coming out from Coin, but I think it's something of note there is that both Coin and X ulted at the very last second there, and now X's got his ult down, and Coin, with the extra special pickup, which was correct, by the way, is able to just secure the free ult for now, but Zoe doesn't care. Zoe is still able to find a double barrier despite not having the X ultimate, and now Oncoming Traffic has to come back from so far behind.
Yeah, this is at 5.5. This is the final series-defining, game-defining point, and Zoe Witch gets the speed gates running in with the storm. It's a tiny storm, but it does enough. Great awareness from Exochan. Dodges the coin flip. Dodges the dash punch.
The coin flip.
The coin flip. And then Zoe Witch low, but still putting out a lot of pressures. Had enough energy for one evade, and Coin really looking to take it off. Dodges the glitch pop, and Zoe gets it out. Gets out of there with the EE value, and X Maximus just buffeting Coin away. And this is looking really, really scary still on the side of Oncoming Traffic, because CyberSwipe is holding on to their last gate. Assertive making the core go red here with the team player as Expo Chan and Joey the Witch are dribbling between them.
Oh my god.
Both bears are down. Both bears are down. A great redirect from Zoe the Witch. Expo Chan coming in with a valuable 2-1 Cyber Swap.
An incredible play near the end there. Both teams like clenching their teeth, wanting to win so bad, but it is a great setup from EXO to pass into Zoe, which is extra dash drains X dash, is able to cross up Mangoes before Dupe had time to cover any of that. I mean, that was a cinema series right there. Every single game felt so close, and it is ultimately Cyber Swipe that was able to secure the entire series.
Props to Cyber Swipe. Congratulations. They'll be moving on, and they'll be meeting Polar, I believe, on the winner's side of the bracket. But today we're going to continue on to the loser side, and it's going to be Oncoming Traffic versus Dragon Slayers 2 coming up next. And that was just great plays. Oncoming Traffic Flying Blavos, I'm sorry. So, I mean, that's just crazy plays. 14 kills on the side of Oncoming Traffic, but even so, Assertive, Zoe the Witch, Exo Chan hold strong and make the plays that they need to make happen.
Yeah, I mean, just both teams were able to find like all these kills and so many power plays, but it was ultimately the side of Cyberswipe who was kind of able to kind of push their leads just a little bit further than they had to. And I don't know, everyone just saw that clip again of the fourth set match point. I mean, what even happened there? I mean, no idea, but well played to both teams regardless.
Yeah, and I think everyone kind of needs a break from that. I believe we're going to break, and then we'll be back.
I need to get out, bro. I've been casting for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, you're released, and Jet Seeker's going to join us next, but we'll be right back regardless.